Okie dokie, everybody. Here's our very first non-team kill video. I've been invited into Tegan J Gaming's Utopia game. I just noticed him earlier this year around Thanksgiving, as you can tell by his intro video here.
Welcome back, crew, and a happy Thanksgiving to my American viewers. Hope you guys get to have some great food and some good time with your family. But today, we're going to be going over Utopia. And Utopia, for those who don't know, and I think many of you may not have heard of it, it's one of the longest running online games. It's a strategy simulator. But the fun thing with it is you get to actually, if you ever wanted to go in and build your own province, work with your members of a kingdom, have political alliances, backstabs, warfare, all alongside.
He said the magic word! He said backstab! Okay, back to this intro.
I recently got back into playing it. It's been around. I'm not sure how long it's been around. I'll say I started playing it 20 years ago in middle school, and I've been playing it off and on for the last 20 years. But they actually just started their 99th age, and I got an email for it, and I'm like, this is kind of got some nostalgia brewing, and wanted to get back into the game, especially before age 100. So this is gonna be a little bit of a new series for the channel because I've gotten back into it. I built a province, and me and some of my players who you may recognize, Burger, who's been in a couple of our different shows, and some of my other players are building our own kingdom. So this will be a little bit of a new series. We kind of talk about events going on in Utopia, the wars we're fighting, different things going on in the provinces and kingdoms, and all that goes through with it. But I wanted to just shine a little bit of light on this game, just because it's a really fun one. If you like to coordinate with other,
so I'll explain the whole coordination rules now. See you later, Tegan. So Tegan Kazaa is this. Well, if you look at his name, he's called Tegan Kazaa. I am King Altair of Khazaria. Well, in Tegan Kazaa, that's his Discord name. So this is what he's planning to do. He's planning to as Tegan said, Tegan J Gaming said, he got nostalgic about this game back in age 99, which is this age perhaps, and I actually did pretty well in this game. I actually was, prior to coming to this kingdom, I was in another kingdom. I forgot what it was called. It's one of Kingdom of Peace. Kingdom of Peace is one of the legacy kingdoms, or Kingdom of No War, the other, its sister kingdom. And you just go in, they don't start wars, they just build, and you just attack randomly, random players, and grow that way. But yeah, when he said he played this game back 20 years ago, that's roughly around maybe when the internet first popped out, 97. That's when or 96, 97. I got into this game, as Tegan said, I got into this game back in 96. Actually, I inherited his kingdom, his province, his account actually, and then I eventually made my own account. Wasn't too tech savvy. See, my brain was set in old analog computer mode. You know those monochrome computers, those old Cold War movies that you see of some hacker hacking some missiles. There's an old movie called about that. It's about a teenage boy hacking the Skynet, the missile net, Cheyenne Mountain, perhaps. I don't know. I haven't seen it in a long time. War Games 2000 or some shit like that. I think the movie is called. So anyway, you have monochrome video. You have monochrome. None of this colored text. It's just monochrome, gold, red, or blue and white, or really colors that just burn into your eyeballs in a Pokemon seizure kind of a way. That's an old reference to Pokemon causing seizures and kids to suicide back in the 90s. But that's unsubstantiated rumors. Just fear mongering. So anyhow, Kazaa is from that timeline too. When I was in middle school, so I was just getting out of high school. Back in '95, the first year of the school year, we were learning Q Basic. And learning old computer languages, and then boom, Christmas hits, and then Christmas comes around, and then when we come back, we have a whole new set of computers. So we had to learn a whole new set of ways of doing things, and our brains for many years, our young brains were programmed to Apple IIe, and all those really old archaic computer systems, Commodore, Apple IIe, and I think the computer also had a couple Colecos. Reminds me of an old Simpsons episode where Principal Skinner just got a windfall of $2,000 from the state lotto board finally, and he wanted to really upgrade the school. So he was coming up with all sorts of ideas like setting up a detention hall with magnets for mag lock chains for the kids, or mag lock manacles for the kids, or anyways. And then he goes and buys a bunch of crappy old Colecos. I actually had a Coleco, and it was very good. I get to type. It had you could hook it up to the TV television like the VIC 20 or the Commodore. Oh, Commodore is a VIC 20 or the Amiga. I think you could connect that to the computer. Anyhow, that's how it was back then. And then all of a sudden, boom, the internet hits, and then this is one of the products of it. And this game actually lasted pretty long. If you go to rankings, this is how many players are left over out of the whole out of thousands and thousands of players. I think I remember last seeing we had like 50,000 players, and out of those 50,000 players, you can actually create alliances or kingdoms and join your kingdom. Usually allied with a clan. And the clan actually allied with a league or something, and then, I think there's very little leagues left over. I think if you go to forums, go to Utopia forums here. Utopia, Utopia. I think one of the last remaining Swedish warlords, a bunch of Muslim players, Muslim expat players in Sweden. Mansour, for example, I recognize that name. He said that this is a big, the usual big, fuck you, I'm out. So we have multiple kingdoms in that league. Talus, I played with Talus. I played a minor kingdom. I played in a minor kingdom with Talus back then too. Back then, this game also had plazas. And boats. You can also get boats to if you want to attack another island. See, this game is connected. This game is connected on the grid system. Let me see here. Kingdoms. So this is the island we're on, 8. No, we're on island 2, and kingdom number 8, and kingdom of Tegan J Gaming. And if you wanted to invade another island, you had to build boats to transport, but they took that out. This game also had featured global warming. Every few ticks or so, you lose a bunch of land, as if it was a landlusted. Landlusted is a spell you can use. If you go to sorcery, you can landlust enemy spells. You can't landlust your own kingdom, otherwise the land will get destroyed and forever erased. You have to attack it the old-fashioned way. And so, anyhow, how to play this kingdom? You can gain land by exploring or attacking, and then you build infrastructure. I have a bunch of homes, farms, and the formulas are all in the guide. Military barracks and whatnot, and then. These two buildings here. You used to have Plaza too. In Plaza, you can actually have it increases your income. It's like banks. They just fuse it all with the banks. This is how you get money. This is how you get food, farms, armories. This is how you can make your soldiers be more efficient in storing, training and storage. Training grounds, storage of weapons, and faster. It's cheaper to maintain them. They have a place to store all their bombs and shit, all the guns and shit, right? Or swords and crossbows in this case. This was the medieval-based game. Training grounds you can build. This will increase your attack. The forts increases your defenses. Military barracks increases the speed of your return. Guard stations represent how much land. Reduces the land they can take, but that's just useless. Hospitals. In fact, I think I'm not gonna bother building hospitals. I'm gonna go for the Ivan Drago way. It says if it die, he dies, right? It is boxing. Boxing is a militant sport, and both fighters signed the form of death waiver saying, I promise to know, or I know that I'm getting into a very combat sport, then I can get fucked up, and then I will not sue the center player or the center fighter, and then you're getting punched in the face, and it's a combat sport. So if he dies, he dies. I'm not gonna bother building crossbows next round. Guilds. This will build this every tick. The game is divided into ticks. Every tick is an hour, into days, right? So this is like the 5th hour of today. Of every week. No, every week is a year, and every day is a month. So every so in this game is every 12 hours you get it goes to another day. But every day is as an hour. So every tick basically is a tick based game. Unless you play the lightning round, which is the blitz round down here, but it's not on right now. Then every 15 minutes is a tick. And games usually last a week or 7 days or something. You go in, you go out. So every time there's a tick coming, you have, according to your building schedule, in 5 hours or 5 ticks, I will get 20 homes, 20 banks, blah 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 blah. You can reduce this, and here's another set of buildings I built in. I've been recently attacked, so I had to rebuild my stuff, rebuild my infrastructure. So back to here. This will increase your homes to increase your population gap, your population limit. Oh, I think I got hit. No, I didn't get hit. Oh, my honor is pretty high actually. I usually get ganked. Ganked. So every time, so we have a draft rate here. This will draft recruits into boot camp, into here, into soldiers. This is when they survive their basic training and they become a full-fledged soldier, and then you can further train them into a different trade. MOS. I'm not in the military, so I believe the term is MOS, military occupation specialist or something. I don't know. You can have an offense, attack offense, which is griffins in my case, because I'm the bird people. Harpies, which is defenders. Drakes, these are super elites. They are a hybrid of both attack and of defense. And thieves, no attack, no offense, but they can do some really crazy shit. They're your spies. Well, we go to spies. They do not regenerate. They do not regenerate, but they do have a number. And this is important because you want to have a good high number of thieves, because the higher the number of thieves, the more likely enemy thieves, black ops against you will fail. Also, you can do black ops against someone with thieves if you have the sufficient stealth. Anything over this stealth goes down. Anything under 10 stealth, or 7 is good. Anything under 7 stealth is you have to recharge. They have to rest and recharge, and they have stealth mode. And here are the different operations you can do. You can if you choose rogue, you have more options. For example, if you choose rogue, you can choose greater arson and target an actual building. For example, you can be a real fuckhead, and you can be a real bastard, and burn down all their farms, right? And then steal all their food, and then cast a drought spell, and cast gluttony, and then you can really have them starve in the streets until they ask for aid, which is this button here. Or you can kidnap their people and make them unproductive, and you can rob their food tower, soldiers. You can You can sabotage wizards, which just destroys their mana. It's just not really worth it, actually. Night Striking just again that kills their soldiers in the sleep to reduce their attack and offensive power, defensive and offensive powers. Burn shit down. Incite riots to prevent tax collection. Kidnap. Whole bunch of cool shit. Whole bunch of demented shit you can do. Again, I told you to. I look at growth here. This growth tab. Again, you build up. The more buildings you have, the more that they buff up your forces. For example, watchtowers catches enemy thieves. Towers produces more runes. Guilds produces more wizards, and thieves, of course, create more. Make your thieves stronger. Hospitals reduces casualties. Dungeons. Okay, this is fun. When you have a successful attack or an unsuccessful attack, you put all the soldiers into this dungeon pit here. Into dungeons here. And you can hold more. You can hold more according to how many you have. I can only hold 720. I can only hold 720. Now, your prisoners are really cool because you can use them as an attack point. You can use them to attack someone, but then you lose all your prisoners. Just pretend that they're Russians and they're Wagner troopers, okay? Who are ultimately getting the ultimate freedom from this planet. They're being used as cannon fodder in the war. That's what happens to them. Either they die or they get released. And then you have to rebuild them from zero again. But it's better to hold on to them maybe because they produce. They take up food, of course, but they produce. They do the work of they do the work of 1/2 of your civilians. So I'll explain that in a second here. So about civilians, okay. So if you go into buildings, you see that we have available workers, and this is the maximum efficiency is that many workers. You can also change this by investing into putting into science. If you put into science tools, okay. If you put into science tools, for example, let's do that right now. You increase your efficiency, and less workers will be needed. It's just automation. This is all pretty much self-explanatory down here of what the buff in particular is. Again, I should not put anything into military casualties. Well, I can. The thing is, when you attack or get attacked, you lose a lot. You lose less soldiers, and then you have more. You don't have to spend so much to train up. This is draft speed. This is military training time. How quickly they train. Defense and offensive points, and all your different little buffers here. Let's just do that. Because we're going to war. So, see a tick. I'm glad that happened. A tick just happened. There's only like 5 days left. See, this is real time. November. Oh yeah, this November 2022. That's when this round started, and then age started. So that's Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. As Tegan said, we do our Thanksgiving on October something. I forgot when. This is February, so it's already January, end of January. So end of January. So we have maybe 3 days left of human time. So left in this age. Each round is about each round is about 10. It's about 10. Each age or round is about 10 weeks. So 10 weeks of mayhem, 10 weeks of fun. I was in that hippie kingdom. I was in that piece of kingdom of no war or something, and then I just basically new players came in, and I would just kill them off. I take out well established kingdoms too. I hit them because the thing is, when you're avian, I picked avian because they're a bird like race. So they go in fast. They go in, they go out. Very fast. So I want to put offense because I want to be able to invade. So offenses are pretty strong here. Okay, so prisoners. So yeah, they do the work of a peasant, and so about two prisoners is worth one peasant, I think, in the work role. So divide two into that, we go 360. No, yeah, 360, 360 workers. They, however, do not create revenue. They just do the work. But, of course, they can work in a bank, and they can make money that way, too. There's a tax rate. I'm not sure what the tax rate is. I don't think you can change the tax rate either. I think each peasant is worth a tax. There's one gold coin is also. So that's the taxes, and I think don't quote me, but like I said, you can increase your banks. I like to increase my farms as well. I have like 236 homes, and I only have 100 farms. Like I said, I got hit a couple times. Okay, so every tick will regenerate towers, which is your spell munitions. You cannot do spells without runes, or you can steal runes from your enemy too. Also, growing is also another growing thing. Is here is the skills. They will grow. They will train a wizard every so often. So, like thieves, the more wizards you have, actual wizards you have, and guilds you have, the more protected you are magic-wise. Again, you can buff that up with spells as well. Thieves and libraries, they produce books and scientists. So let's go to science again. Every so often, okay, they have a different system now. This system is that they used to have a system where you keep on building scientists and books, right? So universities and libraries, and they'll produce books straight up, and then you put these books into whatever category you want, military, arcane arts, or into anything you wanted, any science, any buffer you wanted, right? So now they changed it up a little bit different. They decided to create a system of these used to have a more science fiction or fantasy based names, but then they decided to name it after actual players who played the game. So every so often, you generate a new scientist. I'm about to generate another arcane art scientist because I'm at 93. And when this gets 100, you get one scientist, whichever faculty you put them under. See, novice. They start out as a noob, and then they slowly gain experience over time. And then the more experience they gain, the more books they produce. And the more books they produce, the more that you can actually put that to every science. Before, a few ages before, they had another category here where you can actually focus on what kind of training, or you can actually increase a bonus of what kind of books you want to train. You can put it under military, and then you get a few hundred extra military points, science points. Again, you're pretty self-explanatory here. So if we go back to universities, I think they increase the rate of professors being trained, and libraries. They produce more. I forgot what. I think they enhance the power of books per turn that are being produced. I told you about dungeons. I told you about watchtower. Watchtowers. They increase your defense against thieves. Defense increases your thief spell or your thief abilities. And it's pretends the Spy Academy. This is Langley. Guilds or towers. Okay, so yeah, like I said, this trains per turn. How many wizards? How many wizards per turn are increased by how many wizards or how many guilds you have, and towers, of course, produce more runes. We will now go to military. Yeah, military. I told you all about it. So every time a soldier is drafted, I have too many soldiers here. So I need to start producing more workers. So this is about how many population you have, how many population are in the forces, and how many population are in the wizards, and how many are in the army, and wizard thieves, and then every tick they have, if this draft rate is higher than the population of soldiers rate, in case 666 is the magical number there, the satanic number there. Say if I have 667, it'll train up into 70. Or if I have 67% of soldiers I want the army, of populations I want drafted, then it will train up to that, and then they'll go to here, the recruit pile, and then the recruit pile can be, like I said, can be trained here. You can also reduce your training costs by producing more armories. Wizards again. I have that many runes. I have that many. Like stealth, they too much mana. If it goes down to 3% mana, it slowly regenerates, but you cannot do any more spells. Again, the higher this number is, the more protected. The higher this number is, the more protected you are against enemy spells. So always try to train that up. If you're a wizard, that is. There's some races that are poor with sciences, such as the zombies, the undead race, or the orc race, for example. But if you play as fairies, elves, they're good at defense. Each race has their own advantages and disadvantages as well. If you pick orc, they take up a lot of housing, and they take up a lot of food, but they are super strong. If you pick fairies, they are weak, but they're excellent at magic and thief. Pretty much Tinkerbell setting Captain Hook's pubes on fire as he sleeps, kind of thing. Because she's, like I said, here are more of these spells here. I got hit a couple times, so. Okay, so how do you attack? You're probably wondering. Just get to the point. How do I attack? Just go to War Room, select your target. These are all kingdoms on my own team. So, actually, this is the kingdom of the team that we're trying to war. You have many different attacks. Raise, traditional march is that you just invade and occupy the land. Raise is that you just do some Mongolian shit and just loot, or Mandalorian Mongolian shit and just destroy everything. Plunder means you're like pretty much attacking Rome and sacking of Coruscant, or sacking of Rome, and basically you're plundering. You'll get wealth, and you get gold and food, I think. Learn is that you attack the universities, and you're spying on their intellectual stuff. You get more books. You get a lot of books, actually. Massacre is you just go in and kill everybody. Don't destroy the buildings. You just go in and kill everybody. Conquest is I don't know what the hell that is. I'm assuming it's an attack. Ambush is if you get attacked, you have the ability to quickly hit and run them, and you get you cover some of the land, and you have a greater attack power. Well, they have a great defense power. He said, for example, if I attack someone and they ambush me back, then they'll be able to get some land back if they are successful in attacking. Reclaim some of their land. It's basically like a counter-offensive, sort of like what the Ukrainians are doing to the Russians. The Russians attacked earlier last year in the spring, got a lot of land, then Russia came back, and Ukraine came back and reclaimed them back, and pushed them back to the Donbass, and then there's a slow attrition there. I don't know who will win. Preferably Ukraine. Democracy and all that stuff. And they've invaded first. And I don't want to get into this whole thing. This is like but I hope I hope somebody wins. This war economy is really starting to drag down this whole COVID recovery. Ooh, I shudder to be the children of the future. Have to. Well, I'll do my best volunteering. I got volunteer. I got to go to volunteering orientation tomorrow, anyways. Okay, so aid. Say, for example, remember I told you clever strategy you could do as a thief, a rogue personality is would set shit on fire, set farms on fire, steal all their food, cast gluttony spell, cast drought spell. Well, you can always ask someone for aid, right? And I have blocked incoming aid, but I can give out aid to any other person in my own kingdom. I got this player here called aid. It asking me for aid about asking for 25,000 runes. So each time you give an aid to someone, let's see. Let's just give them all our runes, for example. There we go. Give it to this player here. Torano. Okay, so you go apply orders. Once you inputted all your desirable values here, you just hit apply orders to make it do something. It's like the enter key of computer. Hit enter and the key, and then see they have they're asking now for less runes because I gave them some. But your trade balance goes up. We don't get any extra money from it. But if you go too much in debt, trade balance in debt. So this will turn red. One thing, this will turn red, and if you ask for too much help, you get you taxed on it. So, for example, you set a bunch of fire on some enemies, right? And burn all their stuff down. Even if they were to ask for help, they'll go into debt, into trade balance debt here. And then they have to actually trade with some other players within the kingdom, aiding them, and this will slowly gain a profit. Like you go back into the green here. Actually, surplus. They should have a thing where if it's in surplus, you gain a little bit of income. You know. But the income can only be, or maybe you can only spend the income on infrastructure. It'll go into building credits. If you invade some buildings, if you invade some land and it's successful, you get to reuse some of their buildings, or if the buildings that have survived, and they become a building credit, and they become a specialty training credit. There's a bunch of bonuses. I don't know what they are for. So that's 8. This is your target. This is your war room. This is all your action things. Explore. I told you can explore land. They come out of here though. And you can only explore land out of unclaimed charted acres. I think whenever you attack, I think this slowly regenerates over time. I don't know what the formula is there. You go to growth. What sciences I told you. Okay, so dragons. If your kingdom chooses to use dragons in the war, you pay them. You feed it with food. They give you a little quota of food that you must meet, and a quota of money. And here are some of the effects you can use against enemies in war. If your province is actually winning the war, you can actually keep on producing more and more dragons and keep on spamming your enemy. And be a total dick, because every check they'll take some losses here. Of course, enemy can send dragons against you, and then you have to use your own soldiers to attack them. Each soldier, an offense, defense, regular soldier. All your soldiers can your defense, your offense and your defense. These guys, any category of soldiers can be used for defense, including your own attackers. However, this is different. Your buffs that you use up here have no value to attack the dragon. To attack the dragon, they're worth whatever points, right? But if you increase your military train time, this increases your dragon slaying ability too. So that's good to know. And also, this just speeds up your training time to get to your soldiers faster, so you can so you can build a stronger army ASAP and keep on replenishing troopers that are lost in the war. Draft costs. Okay, so like I said, it costs money to draft, especially when you have different modes of drafting. In my case, I always set it for aggressive because that's good enough. Or I can set it for reservists. You can select your drafting rate at for a lower cost. So I think that now that I have such a large army, I think I'm going to try a strategy where if I have a large army, I can either slow it down by that, by reducing the draft rate, or if I want to draft anymore, I'll just draft slowly. Because I already have a large army anyways. The more money you save, the more money you can train and build, train, and explore. That's what money is used for in this game. So the more money you save, the more money you can train anyways. You can reduce your soldiers' wages by bookkeeping and researching these ones down here. Draft speed, draft cost, valor. Or you can also increase your income by putting into alchemy or tools. Like you said, the more effective your efficiency gets up, the more you can fully exploit these promises of bounty here, of what your infrastructure is trying has the potential to doing. Rituals. Okay, so you go down to rituals. Every so often, you have every so often the leaders of your kingdom, the stewards or the king or the monarch, can cast these spells here, and you have a certain amount of time, a quota to reach this quota. 66 here. I'm not a spellcaster, so you can cast this. We have 28 more days to cast this spell to fully it to reach the quota. Anything over the quota, you can also be a good boy and a good player and cast more than the quota, the minimum here, and then it'll make the spell last longer and make the spell last stronger, do more effective, and the spell, all different spells are down here. They benefit they benefit your province until it wears off. In this case, so is it wear off? Yeah. See, we spells wearing out. Spells wearing off. So new spells can come along. So if you want to be a helpful player, pick a mage player or a thief mage, a hybrid of many players play as thief mages. I played as a paladin because I wanted to return my soldiers faster. Because ultimately I was playing to team kill, not Tegan Gaming, but I just basically took the same. I was transported into this kingdom a while ago, and it took all my personalities and etc. So personalities and races. Okay, so as you can see, each of our kingdom has each of our players have different races. They all have their own benefits and disadvantages. But you can also pick the personality of your commander, which is you. I picked the paladin. San Bernardino. Okay, San Bernadino. This is a reference to earlier this year. The people of San Bernardino County are voting in a referendum to explore the option of succeeding from the state of California. The state of California is enduring is enduring multiple successionist movements, such as the state of Washington, six six free North Californian counties, along with three Washington ones, I believe, or was it Oregon ones, I believe, and they want to form their own state. And then San Bernadino was thinking of doing that, and et cetera, et cetera. Lots of hell. This is Alberta. I live in Alberta, so if someone wants to, our leader wants to succeed or create a more autonomous province with its own police service, its own pension plan, which is very, very underperforming, by the way, compared to the CPP. And there should be a system where, even if that passes, I don't think there's any legal precedence, unless any legal precedence to form its own. Maybe for provincial employees, maybe they should have a system where those who want to stick with CPP stick with CPP. It wouldn't matter to me. I mean, the way the world is working, the way the world's moving towards World War III and whatnot, it doesn't matter. I mean, besides, I already have tons of pensions saved up, and I plan to actually move back to Nam. Actually, I am not from Nam. I'm Chinese, but my wife is Vietnamese, and I figure I'll just move in with her once we're done. We sell the house. We divvy up the proceeds of the house to our kids and keep a little for ourselves, combined with whatever the fuck we made, whatever the fuck survived in our salary careers, and whatever the fuck survived from my mom's the inheritance from my mom. And these will, of course, be used to build up generational wealth for my future generations. It's not much. It's not like we're eating. Not like we're billionaires. But we will be okay. I mean, my videos are. I have some videos where I'm married. I'm joyfully married on my honeymoon in Toronto. So that's what I've been doing these past few days, past few years, or past few months, I guess. And also, I got a chance to go back to UFC. Because I'm disabled, I have the ability to get funding for life. But of course, I'm supposed to do my work and produce to support that, and which is what I plan to do. I mean, it's a nice ecosystem when people don't take advantage of it, and when it's used as intended. It's a good system. It could be a little bit more, of course, but it's a good system. I mean, it's fair. And that's how we slowly rebuild America. That's how we slowly rebuild Canada, is that make the people healthy so they can start working. And as people have dreams, people have their own unique talents. In this case, we're keeping this old Utopia world alive. So hopefully, next round, as Tegan Gaming said, he was planning to make a YouTube series of this, but I guess he just got in age 100 at least. So he was just trying to get the groundwork back for his kingdom here. And here's another thing you can do. You go to politics, right, and you can vote for the leader. In this case, is TJ Gaming, or Tegan J Gaming, known as Kazia. Everyone played everyone called their provinces their unique ways. Mega Mart, like bowling or like Laser Quest, you can choose funny names. Or roller derby. You can choose really weird names, or the military, I guess, really weird code names. Crystalline Grotto. Again, I call myself San Bernadino 51. So I think I would like to carry on with this particular quest. Just as to pay homage to the people, to the referendum voters of that. See, it's no pants land. So how much is an acre in reality? 2 acres is a football stadium, American football, or soccer football. It's It's the field plus. Okay, so 1.6 acres, I believe, is the field itself plus the outside of the stadium. Let's see here. How much is 2 acres? One acre visualized. See, 1 acre is about maybe up to from the end. This is the goal. This is the field goal. This is the goal zone. In Canadian football, this is a little bit wider. This is a little bit wider, but the goal post is back here somewhere. I think, and of course, this is much more thinner much more fatter in Canadian football. The width, the length, this is roughly the same. A yard. No, an acre, I guess. So 1 acre will be up to the enemy 20 from the end field. So 2 acres will be this. Plus, I'm assuming the. I'm assuming the. I'm assuming the. Camper Smart, 1 acre of land. I think the acre is the. That's 1 acre, but 2 acres is what? 1 acre in tennis courts? 15 tennis courts. What? 1 acre of land, never remember. The end zones, okay. 1 acre of land. Oh, tennis courts! Duh. Okay. 20 tennis courts. 1 acre of land could fit 18 houses. Wow. 156 parking spaces. 1 baseball field. Okay. So the acre is the running track plus the inside field. So 2 of those equals 1 acre is the football field. And so how much is that in the square kilometers? Actually, I'm just curious. How big is my pro? Usually I'm gagged by now. We use kilometers in Canada. So 4 kilometers this way, 4 kilometers that way. So maybe a few blocks. No. Not even a few blocks. Maybe from a big subhuman. Think of a big strip mall. That's not even 1 kilometer. Maybe that's maybe it's not even 1 kilometer for a big giant strip mall complex. Maybe a strip mall plus some of the houses plus in between the freeways, sandwiched in between the freeways. So this is a square kilometer. Okay, that's so I'm a suburb of 30,000 people? That's not right. I mean, a small city is 30,000 people. I mean, this neighborhood alone has about 6,000 people. Hell, the island I lived on, Llama Island in Hong Kong, I actually had a dream about that place last night. It's all futuristic, actually. It still looks like a nice ecological place, but Llama Island, no, maybe it's been developed, or maybe the spirits of Hong Kong is asking me to return back there and still continue to do volunteering work. Maybe I'll volunteer on Llama. Or maybe I'll pick the other more connected islands. Because Llama Island is how big is Llama Island, anyways? And contrary to Llama Island is less than this is 4 kilometers would be maybe that's not 4 kilometers here. Maybe from here. This is the main village, by the way. This is the main city, main town. My house was roughly What was my house? We all went down this way. You soccer field. So that's 1 acre right there. So it's 2 acres right there. So from here, be 2 acres, right? I would think it would be this one here. Oh, where the fuck was my house? Well, not there. Okay, that's a temple. Let's say, and I go this way. There's that weird church that took me in. So I went this way, and I have to go this way. Yeah, so this purple house here. So that's 3 acres. 1, 2. So that's 3 acres right there. Roughly, this is like maybe there's like each of these houses here has 4 entrances. There's 2 entrances here that goes up to this the second floor, and there's another entrance over here. That's how buildings are in China, Hong Kong. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4 acres. Here's 4 acres here, I think. Yeah, here 4 acres. And then there's 4 acres there. It's 8 acres. Yeah, okay. So you go this way. So kilometer will be yeah. Let's see, 20 meters here, 50 meters there. So that's 100 meters there. So kilometer will be this is a kilometer there. So that's a kilometer here. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then see from here to there. From here to here is about a kilometer, spanning the whole town. And this power plant here, that's 2 kilometers. So that's it's 2 kilometers this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this whole square will be this whole square is my kingdom. From this from here to here. Oh shit! From here to go away. From here to here. From here to here. This is my kingdom. All this space. But so maybe 1/3 of Llama Island is my kingdom. Wow. So let's just roughly say that this is 5 kilometers this way and this way, right? Wait, just 2 kilometers there. So 1, 2. 2 kilometers there. 1, 2. And then 1, 2. Yeah, roughly this whole island is my kingdom. And you got these smaller islands here. They're usually fisher islands and monastery islands and monasteries. They're usually these whole areas is called the islands section. And this is the main city. This is the main original Hong Kong colony of Britain was that. And then all these territories added to it. The border goes here to this is like China. This is Hong Kong down here. I'm not sure this is no, this is China. See, I'll show you the borders. It's a special kind of its own little entity there. So I got 9 acres of land coming in. So what shall we put it under? Should we put it under farms then? Well, that's the end of the game. I mean, oh wow, I'm at 222 land. How did I lose so much food? Oh, I'm not producing any food. That's why, that's my. Oh, that's why my virtual land spell's not on. I don't have any runes. See, I don't have any runes to cast. See, alas, we would like to cast a spell for you, but we do not have the necessary 643 runes. I am truly sorry. They should have a special section in sciences under Arcane where it says consume less runes. But I guess That'll kind of make the province overkill. But sometimes you do overproduce too much, and you do overkill. But like I said, this game only has 5 days left, so I have lots of food with me. So let's see, I have 200. So, for example, hypothetically speaking, I have 10 hours left of game. 10 hours. So I'm losing 275 food. At 10 hours will be just 20. A 10 hour shift will be just 20. But I also have this here, so this is kind of something to keep in mind in case you need to save some land for rebuilding. But of course, the more soldiers you have, the more population you have, the more buildings you have. There's also stables. They took it away here because I'm alien, but they usually have another section of buildings here called stables. And a stable will give you horses, and horses are worth 1 attack point. But if you have like 8,000 attack points, we send in like 8,000 soldiers. It's those soldiers plus their natural buffs, their natural attack buffs. So, for example, 8,000 harpies or 8,000 griffins would be times this by 8. It will be 88,000 attack points. So you have that. But you could also, this does not factor in that your attack point here. Your attack offensive capabilities. They'll factor in this as well. This is its natural base attack points. So you factor in those attack points as well. Plus your science. So plus it doesn't hurt to have horses. Horses will give you 1 extra attack points because they become cavalry units. Say for example, you only have 5,000 attack and 6,000 drakes. So that's 6,000. Ultimately, it's all 6,000 attacker units. You can only send one horse per unit, though. So, say for example, you have 2,000 horses, and you only have 3,000 men. You can only send 2,000 horses. So 1,000 of those men are not horsed, but you get an extra attack point, though. So that plus your natural attack plus your buffs will give you a really strong attack force. This is calculated all down here, though. So, my soldiers will return. Okay, when you send out soldiers too, they will return, and you cannot use them again. And if you send a general, generals, you can. Here's the thing: if you want to defend your province, you need to have at least 1 general, preferably more than 1 general. But if you want to increase your chances of surviving an attack or victory in a battle, an attack, you will increase your deployable generals. So it's always good to have a bunch of these people here, defenders and forts, and then you can send all 4 generals away to attack. Sometimes some provinces or some races might have an extra attack general. In case sometimes you might have 5. Usually, ultimately, the space set is at 4. You can only send out 3. Remember, 1 general must stay at home to defend. In this case, it'll be General Lee is attacking General Meade of Gettysburg. Gettysburg's defending, so he's the defense general. And you can also attack your own. As you can see from my other videos, you can also attack your own team members. That's also like Tegan J Gaming said. This is the intrigue of civil war in your own kingdom. If you have not that it's a good thing, but perhaps you're led by some psychopathic leader, and then you want to fry your commander, the king. So then you force two different. You can vote with politics, or you can vote with forming a faction within your own kingdom. We actually did that with Alliance Wars too. Sometimes we were misled by because the idea of this game is to try to lead your kingdom to the #1 spot. You have you have the top 10 kingdoms and top 10 provinces through these various metrics out here are also enshrined in the halls of fame in this game. But this game is dying, so it doesn't really matter. They really should have eventually when this game dies, they really should have an ultimate hall of fame of how many people played. Or and like I said, if they actually got more players back, they can actually build up alliances again, the leagues again, like that Swedish Warlord League is actually one big giant conglomeration of players that they left the game because they left in frustration because of this game to get toxic, and because I was a team killer, not in this series, but I was a team killer. Maybe from now on I'll play as a team before this game dies out or this kingdom dies out down the road. Maybe I'll stick around with it and as a real player. I'm a moderate player. I'm not a mediocre player. I mean, when I team kill, I have actually learned how to play this game effectively. So yeah, here's to age 100. Hopefully, the adventures of the San Bernadino players can achieve statehood, real statehood. And I like to say that I like to think that this is in the gaming world of Utopia, the planet of Utopia, the land of Utopia. That if my I like to try a new thing where if my kingdom survives the whole age, I don't play as that kingdom name ever again. That kingdom becomes ascended. Maybe I'm a team killer. It ascends as a rogue province. Maybe I team kill in. I've actually survived lots of. So it's all the in the lobby here. And this is how you switch between the two games here. We don't know when this Genesis round will come up again, but there's only like 100 kingdoms and four provinces per kingdom. So what my best way of doing is just building up my defenses in the first few days of the game. Then I slowly build up my offense, and then by the end of the second day, human day, I will be able to attack my own team members. And wipe a few of them out because you return, especially if you're avian, you return very quickly. You return and it'll say you return back in 5 ticks, right? Five game days, but then 5 that's only 15 minutes, so I think maybe an hour or so. It gives me time to double attack. And I actually made a system where I actually did that. Every time a new player came in, oh shit! Every time a new player would come in, I just ganked them, right? And then, because it's better for this game to slowly end its reign. I mean, most kids play these days. Oh, I think my chair. I'm on a plastic floor cover to prevent my chair from breaking it. I mean, this game. Don't get me wrong; it's a really good game, but it's way due its time. I mean, the original game maker, Maythew, graduated a long time ago from University of Texas or someplace, and now runs his own escape dungeon, escape maze. And he didn't realize this game was still online. He didn't realize that he sold the game off to an online multiplayer game company called Swivel, and then Swivel eventually died out because people don't want to play text-based games anymore. These kids want to play first-person shooters and whatnot, right? So, So then Swill eventually sold it to three players, three classic players. Um, if you go to 1-1, they sometimes produce a podcast called Affairs of the State. And this is a game administrator. I recognize David C. Bishop is gone. There used to be a player called Bishop here. David C. is all that's left, I guess, of this. And they're basically the admins. If you go to complain about the game or complain about the mechanic, and because you can also pay for. They have a merchandise shop here too. They can. This is another game that they have. Generals, Muga. I don't know what the hell Muga stands for, but Muga is the latest owner of this game, and maybe perhaps the last one too. Then I plan to get some of this stuff here. Some panties, journal, face mask, a COVID mask, juice. I don't know what the hell that is. A juice container, I guess. Blanket, a hoodie, a snuggie. Utopia snuggie, a college sweater for Utopia. Face towel, face cloth, body towel, baby blanket. Aww. Again, another Night Strike Target. Night Strike Target? Oh, okay. Like again, another panties for the kids. Or not. I mean, there's a hoodie for a sleeve, a baby jumper here. For I guess in 5 years, this kid will be able to play this game. If this game, so this is a bib for her. A bib there. What is that? Another hoodie, a sweatshirt, a foam bath mat. Oh, a bathroom rug, and then again more clothing, more apparel, Bluetooth speaker. Oh, fancy! It's also American prices, so it's like $80 Canadian or 60 Canadian or something, 50. Again, more flat, more. Oh, clock, a pillowcase, a cell phone stand, mouse pads. Yeah, mouse pads. Face mask, COVID mask again. Beer can holder, pop can holder. Poker cards. It reminds me of the time where reminds me of the time when what's this? Oh, that's right. I go to what's it? I sometimes visit the what really happened.com. Look at Mariner, my other Alta accounts. I had many Alta accounts, but I kept on team killing, and then eventually they got fed up with me and kept on banning me until I got a VPN and got back on this game. That was back in 2017. I was like really team killing lots of players, and back then they had like maybe 2,500 players back in 2017. So fast forward maybe 6 years later. I graduated. I've got a job. Everyone kept on calling me dumb and ableistic terms. This is actually 25 players, but sometimes I even once saw this maximum population go down to 1,500. That's the lowest I ever seen. So I think it's incrementally going up. It goes up a little at the beginning of the age. Maybe peaks around maybe 19,000 players, 1,900 players, or maybe 1,900 players, or maybe 21, 2,100 players, aka 2,100 players. Also, 1,684 players now. But I actually saw this go down. So every time it goes down, it goes up, and then it goes down, and it goes up, and it goes down. Like I said, we're losing lots of players. There's only 100 players left at the over the Lightning round, the Genesis round. So, anything else? If you want to the more specific rules of the game, it's in the guide. But this is just basic playing. Unless you really want to get hardcore players and get those crowns and get those other incentives at the end. Like I said, if you really want to become well known about this game, then I mean, lots of players have left this game long gone. Left this game. They play for a while, they get their fill, and then they leave, and then they come back again. And I would target those players actually, and because but for example, they used to have a thing called "in" here, and they talk about the "in," and we talk about our lives. Sometimes some players got married here. Some players, like I said, if you go to forums and look up all the old. Those are actually not even the original forums too. Those are like I mean, those forums don't really exist. I mean, if I try to go to the forums, they know who I am. Everyone knows who I am, and they'll instantly ban me. And I used to do this at Mythia too, but Mythia is dying out. I mean, I can't really get onto Mythia. Lots of Indonesian Filipino players play there now. For some reason, lots of Filipino players used to play this game too. Lots of Indonesian players, Malaysian players used to play this game. And let's see something about creative names. Let's go see about looking for. And if you can attack players, they'll show you the gains you are expected to make. And you used to be able to attack, but here is 0. I don't know what that particular how that particular value is numbered. So see, get another top player here. Let's just look for the top 20 kingdoms there. And the idea is to get to the top 100 to become the best player. And then really big. This is a ghetto kingdom. If you lose too many, okay. So if you honor points, so if you gain honor, you start off with 1,400 honor points. So I attacked some players, but it's not like I ganked like multiple times by these other players here. I lose honor points. So if you can get to a particular quota, a minimum amount. A maximum amount per tier, you gain rank, and then you get perks for that rank too. For example, this player here is a baroness. I am a courting lady, courtier. So this is the king, and this is the knight, and the baron, and you get higher. You get higher reward. You get higher ranks and stuff. And then you get perks with that, but you have to earn it though. And if you get attacked, you lose it. In this case, my highest was at 1,400 and 1,455. So now I got hit a couple times and down back to 1,391. And if you lose too much, then you become a mister. You become a peasant. And you become known as Mister. But so kind of pretend this as that you're a leader of a small town, and you have to try to rule the town as a province. The county as a county seat, and all the different little parishes and all the different little villages and stuff adhere to your town. In your town, you eventually become a city. That happens a lot in China, actually. See, I would think like, oh, this guy again. He's a troll. He kept on hitting me. Actually, I was going to hit him, and then I sent him a message. Sometimes I would send them a strange message, like Goo or yeah or something. This is just for me to have a placeholder to to attack them with. But yeah, let's just see the last few days to see how well I do, to see if I'm still alive, and if I'm still alive, then let's see if I cannot expand my territories so I can recover some land, and I have a pretty strong defense. So I have a pretty strong defense. So And you can go to Intel too. And the last anything you spied or your teammates have spied goes into this file for the last 24 hours, last 16, and it shows you the last 16 values. In this case, I just recently spied on this player here and found out that they've increased their offense, so they can really hit me back, but I can hit them. But perhaps I can capture some of the land. And yeah, okay. And then capture some of this player's land just for fun, just for ha-has. I mean, and maybe. And one of the benefits of being one of the perks of being a undead is that you don't use food, so you don't really need to waste food on land. You can't train elites. Well, I don't train them anyways. I just promote them in the battle. If they survive, they survive. If they don't, they don't. All these guys are promoted from veterans, war vets. EXP points. Oh shit. There you go. I think I have enough to attack. Let me see. One final look-see here. Anti-erosion, offense, defense. No. Nebu, Craigslist. So he has a defense of 97, so I can hit him, but he has an offense of 186. He can hit me back a lot harder. So you only have 52, but you'll be losing a lot of his soldiers when he does that. And the thing is, like I said, when you attack someone, then it reloads. Then it takes a turn for them to return back. And I'll show you in a second here what that refers to. As soon as my minute comes up, otherwise it won't register the attack because it'll go into compiling tick mode, and 25 seconds. I guess there's lots of players who are hitting reload all the time because they're fighting a vicious war and they want to get every last second, 21 seconds. Okay, never mind. Okay, so 21 seconds, and hopefully get maybe I'll be able to have enough money to rebuild my farms, and oh, my precious people, my precious kingdom. Because it's so frustrating. It's just like chess. You build up for a beautiful attack, then your opponent is able to gank you, and then or you're randomly ganked, and then you lose all your war build, and you lose your shit, and then you basically lose all your shit. I meant to say you lose your composure, your ability to control yourself, and you lose your shit. Nicolas Cage using this shit kind of thing. See, he's sticking right now, so that's why I didn't want to attack. Nicolas Cage loses his shit. I used to play this after school. I used to go to school during the day, and then during lunch break, I come on after lunch. I hang out with my friends. Then or maybe I just come online and just do all the buff work and all the stuff. Or maybe after work or after school, I just come in, go on the computer, answer my emails. Especially when I was e-dating my wife, e-dating her, and then e-dating turned into Facebook dating, and Facebook dating turned into real dating when she moved here to Canada to find out how life is like, and we loved each other and we giggled each other, and now I'm working my ass off to try and secure a home for her, like a real province for her, a real fort for her, and we can rebuild our lives, and I can rebuild my life, and hopefully continue using my house as a way to kind of improve my sphere of influence, my neighborhood around me, just make the world a better place. Actually, I'm not really a team killer in real life. I mean, people think I'm a bad person in real life. I'm not a bad person in real life. See, I gained some money here, and let's put this under 11, like 11 acres. Okay, so let's put this under 11. Get my farm some food up online. Not that it's gonna matter because it's so close to the end of the end of the age, but okay, we don't have to really worry about attack because my attack is way. I just see drakes are way too much. I can only get 18. 18 max. I can only train 18. I can only train griffins. Also, my thieves. Remember? Well, it's the end of the age anyway, so I don't have to worry. Like I said, I kind of came into this kingdom really soon, too late. But I think I did okay. I mean, I did. I managed to lay some attacks onto some enemies here. Okay, so every time you attack a kingdom, you make they get hostile to you. Every time they attack we get hostile to them. You get hostile to them, and this is so we can mutually. And once it goes into the war, DEFCON 4 or DEFCON 5 or DEFCON 1, I guess. Defense Condition 1, I guess. I guess that refers to when we can actually start launching the nukes again. What's DEFCON actually? DEFCON is calculated. DEFCON is a defense condition. Okay, so readiness of your forces. 1, I guess, is peace. I guess DEFCON 1 is DEFCON 1 is fuck you or we're gonna nuke everybody. DEFCON 1. So nuclear outbreak. Oh, DEFCON 1 is nuclear war. Okay, nuclear biological. I'm assuming biological and chemical warfare. Fallout. DEFCON 2 is that we are next step to nuclear war. Armed forces ready to deploy engage in less than 6 hours. Air Force ready to mobilize in 15 minutes. Okay, double take. Fade out. Lowest existence. Okay, so this is DEFCON 5 is this is just missiles, nuclear missiles then. Yes, right. So basically the same thing here. When we go to war, because we were trying to get these guys to start a end of the age war, epic end of the age war, which is usually a tradition here in the game. That you have a limited war, and then you say good GG. Because if we pretend we're all just Valhallians, we're all in Valhalla, and we say GG. We'll, yearly, daily training, and then we all do the whole Klingon headbutt move. And see, I won the war. A tough battle has took place, but we have managed a victory. Your army has taken 88 acres. 45 buildings has been survived to refit to our needs. We also gained 37 specialist training credits, 365 presents have settled my new lands, lost 120 rookies or recruits, 273 griffins, and 31 drakes have been killed. But I gained 822 drakes. We killed about enemy troopers. No, nothing about. Oh yeah, because I don't have any space for them. I don't have any space for them in my lands. So I'm just building them, right? I'm just building my. But if I had space, I can actually put them as a guest of my province. This is to say it politely, aka slaves. But so I attacked this player, and I lost. 34, 34, 322. So I didn't regain my honor yet. No. I was 1391. Now I gained honor again. See, and then I Dakota wins. Larger opponents. He's a smaller opponent than I am. Oh wait, no, he was larger than I was, right? Okay, whatever. I'm a bully. I'm such a bully. And I'm such a bully. And then none of my soldiers came back sick. So and that's how you play the game. I don't have any space. I really don't. I'm reluctant to waste my. Because if you fail in an attempt, you lose a lot of thieves, or if you succeed, you lose some of your thieves. So it's a gamble. Because remember, you need to have good thieves to defend yourself against other thieves. So that's Utopia. That's an attack. So you saw we gained some honor points there, and of course, see my in 9 hours my forces will return. My forces will return in 9 hours. So. And then hopefully this player won't team kill me back. But do I have any space for these? Yeah, I have space for them. So they can see I gained some peasants, some civilians. This went up a little bit. So, and I'm not training them. I'm not training anyone. So now but the thing is, I sent out my soldiers, so I can't train anyone down here until I do this. So maybe 66, and then I'll put myself down to reservists. That way they don't really. I train at 0.3%, and they don't really spend that much money. Because I already have lots of defenses anyways, and I'm already at the end of the age, so fuck it, just go to aggressive, I guess. This is only until I have a lot of defense points. I do not have a lot of defense points. I want to have a lot of defense points so I can hold my lands. If in case they want to retaliate, and in case this player retaliates, and tries to get me back. So let's see how much land, how much damage we did. So we look at this player's name here, and then we took 88 land. So put 8 there, that'll be 6 there. That'll be 168. So 168 land. I attack these other players here, but there's no gain. So, no pain, no gain, right? And this is too little. I don't know why. Maybe this is too much. Maybe they're too high for me to hit them. Maybe it's just, the other 0 here is too low. Or I don't know how that's calculated. I have to ask the dude guy. But see, they really hate us now. So they gain a little hate points. Hostility points, but it's not enough to start a war. I mean, it's only 5 days left of this game. It's not even worth to have a war. So that is Utopia. That's how this game is played. And thank you for spending a whole hour with me. Me explaining the game. Normally, I don't really. If I start a new series, this is for the benefit of other players, right? New players who are new to the game, and then throughout the age, throughout the series of this particular province, I will begin to speak about it less. I just didn't take the time to post the other videos over, so I've lost a lot of good footage. But yeah. Thank you for watching our show. We're gonna be right back. I'm not team killing. I'm actually playing right this time. Because Tegan's such a nice, Tegan looks so friendly in the video. He looks so friendly. He looks like a fun guy. And maybe, maybe we do form a core, one of the last remaining core kingdoms, and go after the last remaining, maybe we can form a small core as this game slowly fades away. It's like, it's better to disappear and fade away. My, hey, rock and roll is here to stay. And it is, but different variants of rock and roll, right? So, but this is me. This is I'm back on my feet, sort of, and making more land, and I wanted the second. Well, I'm actually bigger than Khazar. But he's got more. He's got more net worth on me then. Okay, see you guys later.